Okay, so this Dear Bombshell tonight is more of a PSA, public service announcement. For those of my friends on Facebook, they're all like, why aren't you posting on Facebook like you've been doing? Because there's a real good reason. If I post about the SUV, some people are sick and tired of hearing about it. If I post about anything other than the SUV, they'll say, oh, get over it. Or if I post something spiritual, they're like going, are you okay? You know, it's stupidity running amok, okay? We have too much people with time on their hands to analyze every post from here to Sunday. Just saying. Anyway, I'm going to take this to a couple of things here, okay? The first thing I'm going to take it to is this. If I post about my SUV, that's my car, my opinion, my thoughts, my views. You can watch. If I do a live, that's fine. And if I post about it, don't say anything other than support, other than we're thinking of you or you're in our thoughts and prayers. If you've never been through a car wreck before, okay, not just a fender bender, let me tell you something. This was no fender bender. And I still have nightmares of seeing this little dude, and I do mean little even if he was tall, come out of nowhere. And here I am trying to swerve to miss this Hanyak, and boom, right there, okay? So, no, it wasn't just a fender bender, okay? Furthermore, the car didn't even have 50,000 miles. Now I want to take you through what I did to find this car, which is an SUV. It's not a car. My first SUV. I had in my past, let's just go through all the cars I've had. My very first car was a 1987 Oldsmobile Forenza. My next car I didn't want, but I had to have because the block broke in the Oldsmobile Forenza, and I ended up getting a Cutlass Sierra 1992. Had that for a while. Got rid of that, went to an Oldsmobile 88. Yep, 88. Got rid of that, went to a Impala. Okay, that started the years of the Impala. Had one Impala, then changed up 2 years to another Impala. Then I went to, the Ford Focus. And then after the Ford Focus was the Malibu. And everybody telling me from here in town, which was a lot of car dealers, to at Charleston, to at Decatur, to, and that wasn't Jackson, but at Decatur, it was another dealer, to, I'm trying to think of the other one I went to, Effingham, to, you name it. We went to all these different places, Champaign, okay? They all told me, Donna, it can't be done. What you're wanting to do is go from a car to a SUV, and you owe too much, and you have all these credit cards, yada, yada, yada. Well, I said, I'm in credit card counseling, and, I'm going to get this all squared away. Can't you work with me? The only one out of all of those dealers, okay, was Jackson at Sullivan. And I told the guy going in, I didn't even want to get in that car. I didn't even want to try it out. I said, everybody else told me it can't be done. And it impressed me with the words that came out of my car salesperson's mouth. That was them. That's not me. Let's go take a ride. We took that ride. Glad we did, because I fell in love with it then. Came back in. I said, there's no way you're going to make this trade. There's just no way. So then the guy from finance came out. We had a lovely discussion. But the one thing that really impressed me about the guy from finance, he said, if you can sell me why I should sell you that SUV for your car, and we can get that trade value to go up, do it. And I said, simple. I said, it's apples to donuts. And he kind of looked at me confused, as most people do from time to time, but that's another story. Anyway, I said, yours has a backup camera, mine has a backup camera. Yours is an LS, mine's an LS. No bells and whistles, no bells and whistles. That was all it took. He went, figured up some numbers, came back. He goes, he goes, write down what you would want to pay for it. I wrote it down. Then he went and figured it up. And, of course, during that time, we all talked, chit-chatted, if you will. And by the grace of God, it worked out. Got my first SUV. So no, it's not just an SUV. To anybody else, maybe, but to me, no, it's not. Um, for me to make the decision to trade, that I was even on the fence, that's been messaged to me as well. Again, I don't understand why everybody's been like all up in my business, but since they are, let's straighten y'all out. So, the reason I just was trying to decide whether or not I wanted to trade was because I didn't think that the repair job would be that good. I'm being honest. Secondly, I know it needs brake, and I saw another expense coming. I know eventually it's going to need tires, and I see an expense coming there as well. So I was trying to make the expense list and go from there, and Grandpa's 97. He's still driving, and yes, he drives my car. So I have to look at that from that perspective too, and have to be like, okay, would he be comfortable in, say, a 1918 or 20 with a push button start? Would he be like, okay, I can turn it on and off, I can do this, I can do that? He probably wouldn't be that comfortable. When he said to me, okay, your birthday's coming up, would you promise me that you would drop this trade business if I buy the brakes? And I said yes, which honestly now I've got it. I only think the front brakes need done, but we'll see, okay? We're going to turn it over to U-Save on Monday evening. I'm going to drop the keys in the little box. They're going to have it overnight and throughout the day, and they'll get it worked on. Then they'll give me a call when it's ready. Me and Grandpa will go out there and pick it up. No big deal, okay? Everybody's making big deals here. It's not a big deal. And yes, that I'm going to stop talking about trading, okay? But y'all got to be a little nicer. I don't know what you're drinking over there, Haterade or something, but you got to be a little nicer, okay? And furthermore, I am one of these people that right now I have my hand sanitizer from Bath and Body. I have my hand sanitizer, and I can't find it right now, but it's the liquid kind. It's probably dropped. But I love to keep my hands sanitized. And the one thing I really hate is pumping gas. I mean, I hate it. I can't stand it. And I don't know how y'all do it. Honestly, I don't. But it drives me insane. That's that stench off of the handle, you know. So now I'm putting these in the car and all that stuff, but I'd seen a product on there about, you know, how to keep your fingers clean. And to me, it's worth it if my hands are not going to get that dirty. Okay? I just don't like the stench. But in other news, because I want to get off the complaining, because it's driving me nuts to complain that much. Let's get on to some happy news. I don't know if I told you or not, so I'm going to tell you now. I went out and checked my tomato plants the other day, and I checked them again tonight. Little boy is struggling, but guess what? He's got blooms for tomatoes, just like Big Daddy. So that tells me we're going to have some maters coming on. Tuesday, I've got to tie them up, plus I got to mow, plus I got to get my car from the shop. Good gravy again. So it's just a never-ending circle. And my cousin's been wanting me to cook next Sunday, and my mom even said beef and noodles, but Grandpa and I, we've been kicking around the idea, and we're like going, you know what? I think we're going to set this one out. I just don't feel like cooking right now, A. B, I'm a little angry. Can you tell? C, it's just like everybody's getting on my nerves. Hence. And I just can't deal with some of you. I'm sorry, but you're driving me batty. So, with that being said, I'm going to try and read a little bit of Don't Touch My Petunia. And then we're going to call it a night tonight. So stay tuned. Don't go anywhere.